I'm calling you out. There are things that you may be apologizing for or feeling guilty about or not letting yourself do that are actually causing you a lot of harm. That not doing these things is preventing you from living your best life fully and freely as yourself. We're going to talk today about 3 things you need to stop apologizing for. If you're new to me, and this is the first time we're connecting, my name is Kristina, and I'm a registered clinical therapist, a researcher, a coach, and an online course creator. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I work to help men and women get through the crap that is holding them back so they can like themselves and their lives more every day. And these 3 things that a lot of you are apologizing for are big craps that are getting in your way and holding you back. So we're just going to call them right out here, right now. And the first one is that you need to stop apologizing for taking care of yourself. For a lot of you, you are running around and you are running yourself ragged, being everything to everyone and trying to meet everybody else's needs and make sure everybody else is happy and everyone else is taken care of. And you are left at the end of the day as a shell of yourself, that you are totally depleted, that you might be totally stressed out, that you might be really ready to implode or explode because you are running around and doing everything for everyone. You need to not apologize for taking care of yourself, for considering your own self in the equation. You count too. Your needs count too. And the truth is that it's not anybody else's job to set your boundaries for you or to guess what your needs are and to be able to anticipate them and meet them for you. You need to not apologize for expressing your needs, for saying what is important to you, for taking care of yourself. It is not selfish to take care of yourself. It's actually selfish to not take care of yourself at all. Because if you're running around and being everything to everyone, and at the end of the day, you're left as a shell of yourself, either you're going to end up being really depressed, you're going to end up being totally stressed out, you're going to end up feeling like you're totally run into the ground, and then you're not going to be any good to anyone after that. Or you're going to end up being really bitter and resentful and angry, and that's going to fester, and that's going to come out either in kind of passive aggressive ways, or it's going to come out in very aggressive ways. You're going to explode on someone at some point. Not taking care of yourself is selfish. You have to carve out that no space. And what I mean by no space is that even if it means looking at your calendar at the beginning of the week and blocking off times in your calendar that are actually called no space. This is the time that I say no to everything and anything other than taking care of myself. Whatever I need to do to fill my tank, to be there for me. That is my no space. And it doesn't matter if someone says, can you do this? No. Why? I have another plan, or I have a commitment already. And my commitment, you don't even have to tell them, my commitment is to take care of me, to fill my tank. We cannot give from an empty tank. If you don't protect your no space, you will have no space. You need to stop apologizing for taking care of yourself. It is good for you, and it is good for everybody else around you. There is nothing there to apologize for. The next one, you need to stop apologizing for forging your own path. You don't need permission from anyone for what you're passionate about, what your goals are, where your dreams are. They're your dreams. You don't need anybody else's permission to have the passions and the goals and the dreams that you have. They don't have to like them. They don't have to agree with them. It's okay. It's not their dreams. It's not their goals. They might not get it, and they don't have to. They do not have to get it. Nobody else has to get what's important to you in order for it to be allowed for you to have that as important to you. You don't need anybody else's permission to have the things that are important to you, that you are passionate about. And you do not need to apologize if not everybody else likes them or agrees. This can be a really tough one, especially, and this is kind of weird to talk about this, but it's a truth for a lot of us, is even as adults, we are trying to please our parents. We are trying to make our parents proud. And we kind of have lost our sense of self in trying to meet their needs and make them proud, and have not really taken a step back and said, what's important to me? What are my goals? What are my dreams? What's not about fulfilling my parents' dreams for me? And a lot of us are trying to fulfill our parents' dreams for us, but those are not our dreams. Those are their dreams. And we are allowed to leave the nest. We are allowed to disconnect from needing our parents' approval. We are allowed to live. We need to live our own lives, because it's our lives, our goals, our dreams, and we don't need anybody else's permission or approval to have them, to want them, to need them, and to follow them. Stop apologizing for forging your own path in life. The next thing that you need to apologize for is stop apologizing for who you are. Stop apologizing for who you are. Stop apologizing for your quirks and your quacks and everything that makes you perfectly imperfectly you. You are perfectly imperfect. Stop apologizing for not being perfect. None of us are. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. And that's just perfect. If you're ready to claim yourself, if you are ready to accept yourself, if you are ready to stand up and say, I'm not perfect, I want you to leave your comment in the comment section below and say, I am not perfect, and I am perfectly okay with that. You need to stop apologizing for who you are, and get that not everyone is going to like you. And this is going to be a hard one for a lot of us, a lot of you in here who are people pleasers. And accept that not everyone is going to like you, that not everyone is going to approve of you. And you need to do what you need to do to move past that, to release that need to be liked by everyone. It's not fair. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to you, because it's keeping you small. It's keeping you hidden. It's preventing you from living, because we can't be our true selves and be liked by everyone. It's just not possible. And oftentimes we make it even mean something more than it is if someone doesn't like us. We make it mean that there's something wrong with us, rather than it's just not their preference. Is it okay for people to have preferences? Like, we don't love and feel like this kinship and soul sister or soul brother or whatever with every person that we meet. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It just might mean that there's just not that connection. They're just not our cup of tea. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just not for us. So allow yourself to not be for everyone, because trying to be everything to everyone, trying to get everyone to like you, is probably one of the biggest things that is causing you to not like yourself, because you're trying to do what you can do to fit in. And the more we try to fit in to get everyone to like us, the more disconnected we become from who we are, because we're not showing up as ourselves. And the less we show up as ourselves, the more disconnected we become from ourselves. And Brene Brown, who is a researcher, psychologist, social worker, brilliant human being who's contributed so much powerful work to the field, says that most of us think we want to fit in, and we try to do whatever we can do to fit in, but what we really want, our true desire, our true need, we are hardwired for belonging. We want to belong. Fitting in means that I am being who I think you want me to be in order for you to like me. That I'm going to make myself be who I think you want me to be. I'm going to become something else in order to fit in order to get your approval. But that causes us to be disconnected from ourselves, and it actually causes inauthentic relationships, because if we're trying to be who someone else thinks that we need to be, or who we think other people want us to be, we're not being ourselves. We're not connecting in an authentic way. We're not being who we really are. So in our attempt to fit in, we end up feeling disconnected and lonely from people. We can have lots of people around us and feel incredibly lonely. if we spend so much of our time trying to fit in. Because people don't actually know who we really are. You can't be connected. People can't be connected to us if they don't know who we really are. What we really want is to belong. And belonging means that who I am, exactly who I am, my true authentic self, is accepted by you. It doesn't mean everyone has to agree with us all the time. It doesn't mean everyone has to see everything our way, but belonging means that who I am is accepted and loved. And that's what real belonging is, when people know who we are and they love and accept us because of that. The more you are you, the more you will attract the right people in your life who love and respect and care about and value you. They can't do that in authentic ways if they don't know who you are. So you need to stop apologizing for who you are. You need to stop apologizing. Who you are is who you are supposed to be. You are not supposed to be anybody else. If you were supposed to be somebody else, you would be that person. You were not put on this earth to be anyone other than exactly who you are. And you just stop apologizing for that. I put this up on Instagram, a couple of the things that I've talked about here, a couple of these quotes, a couple of these little nuggets that we need to be holding in. I put them up on Instagram. I'll link a couple of them in the description below. So you can go on Instagram, you can see those, you can save them, you can hold them, you can repeat them, you can remind yourself of them. And I also have a download for you, and it's called 25 Ways to Say No. It's learning how to stand in our truth by learning how to say no, by learning how to set our boundaries, by learning how to be okay with what's okay with us and what's not okay with us. We are going to feel better and feel more freedom to take care of ourselves. We're going to feel more freedom to forge our own path. And we're going to feel more freedom and more joy in being exactly who we are. So make sure you grab that download, 25 Ways to Say No. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I would love to hear them. Are you ready to stop apologizing? If you're ready to stop apologizing, let me know in the comment section. Say, Julia, I am ready to stop apologizing. Come and join my Facebook group, goodformegroup.com, full of some incredible heart-centered go-getters. Super supportive men and women. I'll see you there. Take good care.